All right, it's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll dig a great deal for you.
iPads and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, we're back, we're live, and man, people are dropping into the chat all over the place here. 5 Mile Relic Hunter, Dennis Grettencord, Jay's in, welcome aboard. Man, they're all dropping in. Good to see, good to see. All right, before we get to the spot price, we'll go ahead and get Chuck in here. And then we'll get the spot price covered. There's Chuck.
Hey, everybody. How we doing tonight? I hope you had a good day.
Yeah, hopefully. If anybody was out and found themselves any gold, they had a good day. If anybody was out and found any silver, they had a good day, too.
Good day.
Yeah. Which, man, got an interesting show tonight. Kind of still staying on track with the gold and silver, Steve's got some good perspectives on what gold and silver's doing, and we'll get his viewpoint on it tonight and talk about some beach hunting and even the 3D printing he's doing. If for people that haven't noticed, he's been doing quite a bit of 3D printing, and he's coming up with some pretty interesting stuff, I gotta say.
Yeah. He show that one item there. I'm not going to tip my hat to it. Let him explain about that one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think people are going to get a kick out of that, but there is a lot that goes into that one, the way it sounds. So we'll get the spot price in, and then we'll go ahead and get Steve in here. So Dennis, as always, a few minutes before we went live, he's got the spot in at $3,769 on gold. And silver is still holding strong at $44.22 an ounce. That means that melt, we're still looking at 32 plus times face. And I don't think we've seen the end of it yet.
No. They're still preaching 5K and on gold and 50 on silver. And with
honestly, with the way it's going,
on it.
yeah, and with the way it's going, I think we're going to see it hit 5K before the end of next year.
If it continues with the unrest going on and more demand, less production, yeah, it's headed that way. But we'll see. It's just, you keep thinking in the back of your head, I've got this gold or I've got this amount of silver. When do I want to sell and take some profit?
Right. Do I sell?
And I'm going to wait because this guy says it's going to be there. And the next thing you know, what he just said, it took a dump. So, it's all up to your gut feeling, or you sell a little here, you sell a little there. You shouldn't feel bad about it, especially right now with the prices the way they are. And, we're treasure hunters. You can't take it with you, kids. You can't take it with you.
No. And sometimes you may want it. Sometimes you may want it. Get a new detector, get a new appliance.
Yep, take a trip. Who knows?
Have something break down on the vehicle, and you go, hey, I don't want to take money out of savings. I'll just do it this way.
Yeah. And they were talking. I was listening on the one show here a while back, not that far, a few days ago, and they're touting that it's going to go up. But do you take a bunch of money and throw into it now? Oh boy, that's a tough call. So
yeah, that's tough. And gold has always been fairly stable, while silver has been a little more volatile.
Yeah.
I still say it's undervalued. We'll get Steve in here too, because he's got some perspective to share on it too.
Yeah, we got to hear that.
Yeah, definitely, because folks have heard what you and I have had to say on it, what Alan's had to say on it, different people like that. So we'll get Steve's perspective too, and see how, get a beach report from the Jersey beaches. Are they
got to hear about that?
Not? Yeah. So let's get him in here too. There he is.
Gentlemen, my good friends.
Mr. Pacifico.
Thanks for having me on. You guys are the greatest, man. I'll tell you what. It's so good to see you guys. Chuck, I can't wait till I run into you again. I mean, it's been so long since we've
seen you. Jill was talking about that. She wants to get out east and see Lisa. So I think maybe that could be in the works.
If you guys are going to come to New Jersey, I tell you should come in the summer. You know, whatever you need out of me, buddy.
All right.
Whatever you need, you know.
So it sounds like Steve said, you best be looking him up.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
We
you
will.
better. Yeah, because the summer was
And
beautiful.
you're not that far from Ronnie.
I'm an hour south. I'm right. You know what? I'm right by the Philadelphia airport on the New Jersey side.
Aha.
So if you were to fly into Philly, I'm picking you up.
Okay.
The airport's 5 minutes away.
Okay.
So if you come in,
we'll talk a lot about that because you know, coming out and spend 4 or 5 days, maybe go down to the city down there and hit the beach and go over see Ronnie at Raritan and that kind of stuff.
And you know what? Now's great for Ron because he's doing a lot more for himself. He's spending a lot more time for himself. So
good.
He's doing great. His health is really well.
Good.
We've been getting out detecting a lot, and he's killing me, bro. He's killing me with that. You know, now we're side by side. I'm hunting with the Deus too. He's using the Manicure, and I'm not a big proponent talking about superiority, but he's doing better with that Manicure than I am with the Deus. So I had to say, after a long, hard thought, it has an edge. It has an edge over the Deus. My opinion, and so be it. But I'm sticking with the Deus.
There's a question you posed about the tones on the Deus.
Well,
and throw it out because we got Deus users in here.
Okay, I didn't want to detract from tonight's topic.
Oh, okay.
But I was telling Chuck, I recently had a problem. Finally, my Aquatex broke. The head piece that holds the ear muff on broke. So I had to send them in under warranty, my lifelong warranty. And but the problem is now I have to use the wireless headphones, and I hooked them up to my machine, and oh my God, it's just, I hope everyone can hear me. I should use audio up just a tad. I hope they can hear me. So now I hooked up the wireless headphones, man, and they're, oh my God, it sounds like a horror movie in my head. It's scratchy and itchy. It's you know when they do the rap songs with the turntable go oh my God. And you're telling me, and so when I had the Aquatex on there, I got beautiful tones, a good you know, a good enough tone. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't, you know, I like when I metal detect, I like getting out and having peace and serenity. The tones come in, and you know. But this is like, oh my God! So if anyone knows how to fix the sound, please. I'll tell you what. I don't know I don't know how to do it. I have it in the PWM mode, which I thought was the best, but it's not giving me a tone. It's giving me an itch, like it's like when they run the nail up the chalkboard. So if anyone's got any help for me and help me, I know I'm going to get about 12,000 different perspectives, and hopefully something helps. You know,
right. There may be somebody out there to take care of the itch that you're getting in your ear.
But I love that machine.
Yep.
This year, it found me 2 gold rings, both of which I pawned about a week ago, and that's what brought us to the topic of gold. And you know, so I was thinking, you know, you get a little whatever bummed out, like, man, I only found 2 gold rings. I'll tell you something. When I went over, I got about $1,000 for both of them.
I was just going to ask you. You must know that particular pawn shop. And
yeah, well, yes and no. I can't say I'm great friends with the guy. I just actually started with someone new over there, and he gave me a great percentage. And Josh wanted me to talk about how I do some of this stuff, but
Yeah.
I was shocked at the percentage you gave me, number one. But they were I don't you know what damn, that's a shame. I just threw away the receipt too. I had it, but I'm telling you. So when I'm thinking, oh, I only found 2 rings, well, I don't think $1,000 is pretty bad for a summer.
No. Now, let me ask you this: when you went in, generally, do they ask you if you want to pawn it or sell it? You tell them you sell it.
Yeah, there's no pawning. No, this isn't a pawn. We don't use pawn stores around here.
Okay.
These are sales only. They weigh it. They don't. Oh, this guy actually X-rays it. But you know what? They still pay you 14 karat. If it's marked 14 karat, I don't know if it says 13 on the scale. They still pays you for the 14 karat. So that's the one good thing is they don't dissect your metal, which some places do. If you ship them out, you get a reading back that there's tin, copper, and it's only 13 karat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those kind of companies have their way of nickel and diming you. I think every place has their way of nickel and diming you.
Yep.
But I think that pawn shops around here are, and I hate to say this about certain New Jersey, but pawn shops and jewelers are only going to give you, well, first they'll give you whatever you think you'll take, because some people don't know what it's worth. So pawn shops can really try and hit you at like 50%.
Yeah, it's just like we pay cash for gold.
That's right.
That's what I'm going to call as a pawn shop. Those are what I'm going to use as a pawn shop, the cash for gold. Jewelers might pay you. Jewelers, it's always the same thing. You walk into a jeweler with this big, beautiful ring. No one wears those. I don't even. Jewelers will start by telling you they don't even want it. They're like, I don't want that. People don't wear that anymore. And then it turns into, well, you know what? If you want to get rid of it, I'll give you like 50. You don't even tell you 50%. That's their little ploy. And then, the next person comes in and goes, oh, I love that. And they're like, yeah, it's the hottest thing on the market. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So jewelry stores aren't always, it depends on where you go. Some could be better, but for the majority of it, you're going to get talked down so that they can make more of a profit.
Yep.
So what I've been doing is I'll put it out there on the pages for my friends, because I don't deal unscrupulous. I really don't. So I'm doing things for people that are my friends. And what I like to do is, and the pawn shops and jewelry stores, what they do is they take your item, they turn around, they put it on the scale, and then they tell you what it weighs. No, bud, I need to see what it weighs. You know what I mean? They that's the way they treat like the general public that is really ignorant to what the price of gold is. But I will do things for friends with mainly scrap jewelry. What I do is I will go to their house. I will bring my test kits, my jewelry test kit, my scale. I go over and I say, all right, when we sit and we talk for a while, and then I show them what they've got. I go, this is what you have. It's 14 karat. I go, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the top price is. I go into the scrap app and show them. I go, look, this is the highest retail. You'll never see it, but this is how much you really have in amount of 14 karat jewelry, gold. And then I tell them the 10 karat. We add it all up. And I go, look, this is the highest number you have is X amount of dollars. So I've now educated them, showed them what's real, showed them what's not real, showed them what it's worth. And what I used to do was I used to offer 80%, 85%, depending. And then the stones are a whole different story. People think their diamonds are worth a lot of money. I'm sure you've already discussed about how diamonds, unless they're really nice or larger, are not. They always want to know about the stones. Well, stones these days, diamonds are only worth money when you walk into Bailey's, Banks and Biddle and Jared and they talk you up $40,000. So I then do one of two things. I said, look, here's what we can do. I can either buy it from you at 80%, Because listen, I am taking a risk, and I know everyone before, like right now, you want to say, oh, the bottom's going to drop out. Well, you know, everyone's like, well, I'm taking a risk. Gold could go down tomorrow. At 80%, I got a good enough cushion to get there tomorrow and scrap it. So the old, well, it could go down type thing doesn't necessarily apply. But what I'd rather do with these folks is I take it there and I get a receipt. So I've told them now, I go, okay, now we have 10 grams of 14 karat gold. I go there, I come back with a receipt that says 10 grams of 14 karat gold, because you now have given me 14 grams. I take it over there and they see that I turned in 14 grams. It's the weight is always right there because I weigh it. You know, the weight's not the question. And then they see on that receipt of how much money I've gotten. Okay, so let's say we get $1,000. I usually work out a deal of, you know, because they take about 10%. At the most, I've had to pay 10% where I bring it. Everyone's got to make their percentage. And for me to walk in and get 90% on the scrap is pretty good. It's really, really good. And you're not going to beat that by much, okay? So then I go over and I say, you know, 10, 20% of what they get back, and they don't mind. They're like, yeah, thank you, because number one, they have no risk. I go to their house, I take it over there, I take the risk, and I've gotten burned a little bit sometimes by taking these risks. Things do happen that I do have to take responsibility for, but it's ease for them. They have they're comfortable when I sit down with them. They see how much they have. They see how much I got, which makes them more comfortable with you know, this, you know, so I showed them this is how much they were going to get. But all right, so you got less, but they're comfortable in understanding why they've gotten less. So if they want to get that much more of money, then they got to go out and try and sell it themselves and deal with people and try and find someone who's going to pay that top dollar. You can do that, but it's nobody wants to. It's a pain. So then I'm handing them lots of money that, you know, they never expected. They don't expect to get that much. So that's kind of what I do for people.
Okay.
And Josh and I were talking about, you know, so now we've got this whole situation of metal detectorists. And you know what? I held on to the first gold ring I had for years. It's a trophy. This is the first gold ring I had. Now, a couple of years ago, Chuck, I mean, you'll attest to maybe, and you might have even done this yourself. I started realizing I got these bowl of gold rings. I got this thing of gold rings. I go, I'm not wearing them. What are they doing to me? They're someone's old wedding bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have jewelry value. So you know what I did? I went down. I cashed them in. A lot of times, I'd be talking to the guy, I'd be like, yo, you got any gold coins behind that counter? Yes, I do. Now, trust me, when you're over at these places, they sell you these coins for spot because they bought them for under spot.
Right.
They're not selling them at numismatic value. They're selling them at scrap value because that's what they pay. So I basically started to think, you know what? Have you ever done that, Chuck? Taking gold and turning it into coins?
Yes.
Turn it into coins.
Yep.
Why?
Because they sell better.
Or even take Doug Plaid and turn it into silver coins.
Exactly.
See, with jewelry, you know, you take your test and you run it, and let's say it shows 18 karat. We got a 0.75. Okay. You take that in and you sell it. Look, we've tested it. It's just they tested. Well, I'm not getting the same thing. Well, I said, I have a test kit too. It's right here. And you go back and forth, and then they're trying to get, they're going to send that same gold ring that you just sold them. They are keeping it. They're going to deal down. They want it at 50% of value so they can send it to the smelter and get 30% of it, because the smelter is going to get between 10 and 20%. Right. So they want to make 30% or more. And I've seen some things sold in front of me that I should have stopped the guy that was trying to sell it and literally take a bath. I mean, they had, 0.75 gold and 18K and sold it for like 9K.
But
In other words,
you can't do that in someone's shop. I've done that. Man, I went in there, I'm sitting there one day, this lady come in with, what do you call it, a big Cuban chain, a Cuban bracelet, and she wasn't liking the price the guy was giving her, and I so wanted, and she walked out, and I wanted to be like, hey,
I know it.
You can't do it.
You can't do it. I haven't. I've never done that, but I've always wondered what the heck. And what you're talking about, we're trying to educate our group out here. Don't get burnt.
Exactly. Don't get taken.
Well, hopefully someone's going to do this. I've had detectorists call me, and so I'm like, dealing with detectorists are really tough because they find a gold ring and it's worth so much in spot, and they want to get over spot for the ring that they just found. So it's hard for me to really make a deal with the guys. So what I'll do is, like you're saying, we don't want them to get burnt. So I will educate them and tell them a lot of the same things we're talking about here, because then they want to know how to do it. Look, you can get top dollar for a ring, okay? You can get and unfortunately because of the price of gold right now, people are selling it, they're advertising it under melt because it's so high. But if you want to try and get as much as you can for your ring, now you have to sell it. So you're going to try Facebook Marketplace, and you're going to get the Facebook Market runaround. Selling on Facebook can be very aggravating. People tell you they're coming, they don't show up. People keep making deals with you or whatever. They just
dragging down your price.
Oh my God, I've gotten beat up so bad with people. Is it available? Well, can you sell it less or this and that? So what happens is they say, all right, well, I'm going to buy it from you at scrap, and then they show up and they go, well, can you give it to me for less? So, and you have to go out and you have to meet these people. This is what I'm saying. For the people I deal for, they could do all that, but now you're taking a risk of now you're bringing gold to a place to make a sale, and you never know what can happen.
Right. Especially now at the prices it's at.
At the prices, and especially where we're located. There's been, I'm located near a city where they come out to buy your quad, hop on, and drive away.
Mm-hmm.
And all that. So there was a lot of Facebook Marketplace thefts, blah, blah, blah. So you got to deal with these people. So the more you want to sell it for, the more aggravation you're going to get. But, the detectorists these guys are probably sitting on a lot of gold rings. It might be time to,
At this pricing, I had no qualms about selling some gold nuggets, but I'm dealing with a different market there than gold rings. Gold rings, I haven't went out. I've got some. I'm torn about trying to sell it locally, or I'm just going to go to Midwest Refinery and say, here you go. Because that's about a 20, you're getting 80%.
I have had, and I'm happy with 90. So if you can get 90 or even above, I've gotten better than 90 on some places, and it's because they deal with volume. I mean, they're just getting volume and volume of gold, so they give you that higher price.
It's a hot commodity right now.
Oh my God, I don't know. I'm looking at a couple of rings, walking out with $1,000, and even I'm amazed. I just looked on the app. It's 37.44, and you said it was 37.65. That's $100 higher than it was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the one thing is this. Okay. So the fluctuation in gold, which the spot price is based on 1 ounce of 24 karat gold. Most of the gold we have is 14, maybe we have 18. which is 55 to 75% of real gold. So unless you're selling 24 karat gold, that $100 up or down is really only a couple dollars when it comes to 14 karat, if you understand what I'm saying. So
Right.
don't be too caught up on watching the market every day. Well, should I scrap it today or wait till tomorrow? And if it goes up $100, if you scrap it today and it goes up 100 overnight, you really didn't miss out on much.
No, you didn't. And
10, 20 some dollars,
but with the current surge, if you track it, you can go back on your graphs, like in Kitco, go to the gold graph, and it'll say 1 day, 1 month,
Right,
6 months, 3, and you can go back and look at this almost meteoric rise that's going on with it right now. And you're a plateau or an area right now at, say you found a 18 karat gold ring or 14 karat gold ring 12 years ago, you might have got a couple $100 out of. You might get, like you did, 500 to 1,000 a piece for them now, at 0.75. You might as well enjoy the benefits. Go find another one.
It's crazy. Well, you know what? You know why I cashed it in was because we needed a new stove.
Aha.
So I knew what I was sitting on in the safe in scrap, because I'm not scrapping my good stuff. No, I got stuff I ain't letting go of, and I've got stuff that has numismatic value, gold, silver, that is personal to me. There's a lot of personal things that that I'm not getting rid of. But
but when you dig it up, you find it in your scoop.
You dig it up. I've used, I don't know if I've ever used the money to buy a detector, but I know someone who found a bunch of gold on the beach, ran out and bought a Manicore. Hello?
Yeah, he did. I had one do that.
Right.
The 3 or 4 of the first rings I ever found over a few years were just gold bands, but they fit Jill. She's still got those 3. She wears them.
Same with my wife.
They're here. She's got some other jewelry and gold jewelry and stuff. She wears them. I just give it to her. Now, some of the heavy, bigger bands and that kind of stuff, I've sold those off a couple of times and did the same thing you did. I rebuilt an entire bathroom, fixtures and all this kind of stuff off of some silver and gold. When it was up, I sold it and rebuilt a whole bathroom, bought everything for it. You had some help come in, replumb stuff. Yeah, it paid for something.
Why pull it out of savings when you can sell off some of that?
My hobby paid for it.
Exactly. And that's kind of one of the reasons why we're in this hobby in a way. Not to pay for things, but it's one of the benefits.
It's a benefit.
Good benefit.
Yes, it is.
And
Good point.
I'm not telling you to scrap your grandpa's ring that was handed down to you.
No.
I'm not telling you to take the ring off your wife's finger that you found on the beach and she likes to wear.
Yeah.
But you've got a bowl. I know. There's people, you see it online, they have trays and trays and trays of rings they found. And even the silver's bringing good money. Good scrap silver's bringing good money.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
at some point, the plain wedding bands and the beat up, like the last ring I sold was a big chunker. It was like this big. I had a picture of it. It was a nice big chunker. I thought it was only 5 grams. I throw it on the scale. It's 9.5 grams. I'm like, yeah, daddy.
Nice.
And it was all beat up. There was no wear in it. It was a beat up ring. I did more. It got me more by trading it in.
There you go.
And I know there's some people out there that go, I don't let go of it. It's like they have trophies.
I've got a guy in the club that's kept everything he's found for over 60 years.
And God bless him. That's great. That's the greatest thing.
He's got a museum built. It's neat, and he's going to leave it to the kids. But I'll tell you what, if this gold stays high, God forbid he has a problem, they're going to go cash it. They'll keep 1 or 2 rings. Everything's gone. I don't know why he doesn't, but that's neither here nor there. And that's his forte, and I have never, with gold and silver. Now I have some very nice silver coins that have numismatic value, and found some gold coins that I haven't parted with, and
No, you're
things
not going to
like that.
part with them. No, you never will.
And
Only until you have to, but then you know you're going to get numismatic value out of that. So, and then I wanted to say, you were talking about, so you don't really have anywhere to go near you to scrap your gold unless you want to get rid of it for like 75% or less. See, I get those same phone calls. I really do.
there's a couple pawn shops in Clinton, and then there's coin shops, and I'm friends with a couple of coin shop guys. They'll buy gold,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you know they're going to buy it at this level so they make money.
Right.
They're going to have to have at least 10%.
Yeah, they're in business to make money too.
And then at the and it's going to the refinery. I know it is. I see them ship stuff off all the time, and they may take it in trade for gold coins for the case.
Right.
The Midwest refinery will trade you gold coin all day long. They get gold coin back, then they get a resell on it and make more money.
Right.
They're in business, and I understand. Right. I can sell direct to a refinery, and I've done that. But there's lag time. Let's say I sent
That's the other thing. Yep.
25 grams in, and at today's price of whatever it was, $37.69. They don't timestamp it till they get it opened up, look at, check it. That's the timestamp. Right. Boom. They're buying it at this price right now. They cut a check. They meld it, make sure everything's good. Then your check is mailed out, so that there's lag time in 3-4 days by the time they get it and do all that.
And that's the other thing. Now you've got a check in your name with all this.
Yeah.
I take that out of the equation. Where I go, there's no ID needed. And right. I don't deal unscrupulous, but a lot of this, there's the unseedy side of this business where people steal their grandmother's rings and go hawk them. And
I know it.
That's why these shops offer you such a low deal, because they don't know where you got it. And being in law enforcement,
that's a good point too. They kind of take a risk too.
Right.
Why? They're not taking it. In Jersey, you have to hold on to it for 3 days, and by the time grandma finds out it's missing, it's been 5 days, and they don't get the stuff back anyway. Okay, so there's very little. There's very little pawn shops having to give stuff up to the police department. Okay.
Okay.
They know how to play their games too. They get rid of it so fast. Mm-hmm. But that's one reason why these pawn shops lowball. Because they're so used to people coming in, going, yeah, I want to sell this. And they go, well, yeah, I give you 50%. And the person's going, well, number one, I just stole it, And
right, they're going, I don't care. Just give me the cash.
I need money for certain reasons. And boom, they're gone. And that's why the prices are that low. But I've had guys call me from all across the country and say, I don't really know where to take it. And I go, well, you have this near you? And they're like, no, and then so I haven't done business in mailing it out, but I do know, like I said, you get a breakdown, and that's how they nickel and dime you. They're the ones that go, well, and you don't know. Now you've mailed it in, so now they're coming back and telling you it's 9 carat, 13 carat. And only weight. Well, the weight you might be okay, but then what are you going to do? Argue with the weight or whatever? And then what do they do? If you don't like it, they'll mail it back to you, right? So now you've mailed your stuff back, and I think more than likely you're, for $20 or however much they're really chopping away at you, you're not going to argue. You're going to say, all right, well, I know it was valued at X, but now it's down. It goes down even further than you think. So I don't know, but I've never tried it that way. But like you said, there's a time difference of sending it out
Yeah, and it all comes together if you get a rapport with somebody going that will work with you.
Yeah.
And if you're a good customer, they're going to work with you. If you're
Right.
walking into some John Doe buy gold for cash, they don't care. They got just like you and I were talking. They're going to cut it down as far as they can. They're going to actually they kind of prey on people that don't know, and that's the problem.
And
And
it's because every hour someone walks in willing to give the stuff away.
yeah, that's right.
So I had a good rapport with one guy. I thought he was paying me pretty well. I in and out every time I went there. One day I left something on his counter, walked out. I got home and I realized it was missing. Called the guy. He wouldn't talk to me on the phone. I went over there. He has cameras up. He like ran and hid from me when I went in the store. So I basically knew he was the only one in the store when I walked out. So he clipped me. So I'll never do business with him again.
Nope.
And he clipped me good too. So
yeah.
But that's the other part about taking the risk for these people. That's why I think that, look, if they want to go out and shop around, they can go to the jeweler and say, I don't, now they got to go from store to store to store to carry their stuff all around. And I really basically know what I'm going to get where I go. And it's going to be better than wherever they go. So
right. So
I just do it like you said. We don't want to remember.
What you're doing for us is reiterating what we've talked about. Is go to people you may know or have dealt with, work with them. They should work with you. Don't go to the buy gold for cash group and that kind of stuff. And I'm seeing more of this going on right now, Steve, than I've seen for a while, where they got this group that travels and they set up in a hotel and they ask you to come in and bring your toys, bring your jewelry, bring your coins and whatever you have, and we'll buy it for cash. And I've seen some really bum deals go down. People tell me that they've been there. I've only ever went to one, and I was watching stuff go down that I couldn't believe people were. And I had a few silver dollars with me, things like that. I just wanted to see what they were like to deal with. Holy crap. I mean, a couple of them had pretty good numismatic value. They don't give you anything. I just said, thanks.
But they won't. No, they'll never. No, I don't even know if they know the numismatic value on some of the stuff. They don't. They're not told to do that. They're just told to give you $2 behind spot or $3 behind spot for an ounce of silver, and most of the time people take that.
And I've had guys come in and trade silver for a detector or different firearm, whatever during the years, but the silver or gold for a detector. And I always, as soon as they say they're going to do that, I'll give you two options. You have 90 days. You can come back and buy your silver back. That's a cash deal. It's not a pawn.
Right.
Or we just deal on it all. But I said, I am not a bullion service.
Right. Now you want cash. Yeah. Let them go sell their silver and then buy the machine. That's what you do.
And I've told them to do that, but they said, here's the silver. I got some gold rings. I tested them all. Here's what the offer is against your machine. Yes, we can do the deal.
Yeah.
But if you feel you want this back, you're going to pay 10% higher to get the gold and the silver back.
Right. Well,
because I'm giving you that kind of a break.
But you're not a precious metals dealer, so now you're stuck with it. So now, if you want the money, you got to run and cash it in somewhere. That wouldn't.
You got it. And basically, I tell them that, but they've done it. And
I do have people that mail it to me. There's one guy who likes to deal with me. He mails it out to me, and now with today's day and age, I Venmo him the money, so he gets it instantly. I send a picture of the receipt. He gets his money. He's happy because they live out like in the sticks, so they don't have a rapport with someone like you're saying. So they, and it really is shocking because around here, there's millions of places to go. There's cash for golds everywhere. There's jewelry stores everywhere. There's always someone around here willing to buy your gold.
Right.
and what they pay or how they take advantage of you depends on a lot of things. And you're not going to walk in a store cold off the street and get 95%. You're not going to walk in and get 90%. They're gonna lowball you.
Yeah, I'll tell you where I've had some of the best luck with raw gold, fine gold, not nuggets. Nuggets is a different story. The fine gold, generally that's worked on percentile. If you know the percentile of the gold in there, you tell them straight up with a goldsmith. I've been to gold. Literally, they hang signs that says I'm a goldsmith, and then go sell them gold. And I proved it to Jill. She needed a repair on one of her rings. A prong had broke, almost lost a nice stone. So I said, come on. I said, I'll pay for it in gold. She said, what? I'll pay for it in gold, and I'll show you I can trade gold anywhere in the country by going to a goldsmith. That's why I kept gold. I always kept a little reserve. You had some cash value. And went into the goldsmith in East Moline, Illinois down there, and showed him what I had to fix. He figured it up, and I said, would you take your payment in gold? He said, sure. He pulls a scale out from under the counter, sets it up, and it's one of the real good ones, Mettler balance. And we weighed gold out, and he told me what it was going to cost to have it fixed. I paid him in gold, and he said, where are you going with the rest of that gold? Home. No, you're not. Put it on here. This is the kind of gold I want to work with.
Ah.
And he paid me spot.
Right.
Because by the time he deals with that, trying to buy good gold, and I've sold him fine gold before, and in fact, one was about a year ago. He needed some for a job he had and didn't have enough to finish up, so he called me. I went down with about a half ounce, and he bought it.
And he puts that into a craft where he's going to get multiples back on that money. Like if he makes a ring out of 1 gram of gold, well, that's not $150. That's $300, $400 when he gets done with it. So that's that's a little different story. He wanted good product.
So raw gold is a different story than processed gold. Processed gold into a ring, it can be anywhere from 8, 9, 10 karat up to 22, 20. I've seen 24 karat gold, but that's pretty soft jewelry. Usually the most you generally see is 22. And that's a different world. But with us trading off gold rings that we found and silver coinage, make your best deal, but be aware. And if you don't feel you're being dealt with, I always tell people go to MidwestRefineries.com, check it out. They're straightforward, and they'll deal with you on the precious metal value.
Right, which is good. You know, it's hard to get reputable. But then again, it's got to get to them. you know,
got to get to them, and you're going to have a check. And if you sell over so much, Uncle Sam's going to know about it.
But and then again, like I said, I'm watching people buy and sell gold coins and silver coins and do some large deals on Facebook and the internet. And there's times it don't arrive. And then there's times it arrives and it's not in the box. There, you know, I've seen some big arguments online when people buy and sell, and you know the seller says, "Well, you took possession of the box." Yeah, because the mailman walks up and hands it to me. You know, there's this whole thing now. They're saying you should check it right in front of the mailman. But I've seen some big arguments. I've seen people lose a lot of money. I've seen people get ripped off online. You see it all. And that's a big risk you take. Number one, dealing online. If you're going to deal face-to-face through Facebook Marketplace, eBay even you can get beat up in eBay. Because there was this thing that they send you an envelope of nothing in it, and then they say, "Well, I mailed it to him. Look, he got it." You can lose your shirt by dealing online.
Oh yeah.
Now the refinery is different, but if you mail something to them and they don't get it, you know, I don't think they're going to get it and say they didn't get it. But
I've never had a problem with this outfit.
No, I know, and you probably won't. But
you won't.
If it don't get to them,
just make sure you send it registered.
Oh my God! Well, listen, and that costs. Well, that costs you a lot of money to do that too. There's a lot of your profit. That's the whole other thing. You know what cracks me up is when these people online. All right, so they had a problem with the post office. They go call the postmaster. Go to the police office, and the police will do. Guess what? Police ain't doing shit for you. The post office ain't doing shit for you. You know, these people are online thinking like you're going to get the FBI out to investigate your lost silver coin. You lost it. More than likely, you ain't getting it back.
That's right.
Right.
And the seller doesn't always pay. If you received it, he doesn't necessarily have to pay you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody steals it in route, because I've heard about, you know, a slice in the box getting taped over, and they take the box home from the post office, and the thing's not in there, and the seller's going, sorry. You know, what do you want the seller to do? Eat that sale?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's always one word against the other, and it gets ugly. Yeah. And I've luckily never had that circumstance.
I had a detector in transit disappear, just poof off the face of the earth, and that was going through Atlanta, Georgia. It stopped there, never to be seen, but I had insurance on it, and the post office covered it. Good. It was in their hands. So, you know, declared value.
I think you got lucky. But see, you know what, though? That also is one thing. I don't know if they, you know, if you tell me you lost a gold coin, I don't know if they supposedly cover that. You know,
I know some coin dealers, pretty good sized ones, they ship registered like that, and they've never had a problem.
Good.
But then there's been one or two that told me some horror stories of some pretty expensive stuff and just vanishing.
Yeah,
but insurance covered them.
I always worry, even when I send coins in to be graded.
Aha.
And you worry, and you really you shit your pants when that thing's in the mail like that until they get it. And then when you buy things off the mint, you got to worry, because I don't know if you know it, but I was one of the lucky ones to get one of the flowing hair golds.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear this story? I got one of the flowing hair golds. They sold out in like 10 minutes. I get it. It's all marked up. I got a damaged coin. And I'm like, I don't believe this. I get a damaged coin. I call the mint. They go, well, you can return it and get your money back or keep it damaged. I said, well, no. I said, that's not what I mean, how could somebody not notice this damage and they mail it out? So I really complained. Right? I'm like, no, I want to talk to somebody. This is ridiculous. And they were sold out. I got a phone call from Washington, from the customer service representative from Washington, who said, okay, mail it back to us and we'll mail you one. Now I'm like, oh my God, I could really be out big time, you know. And luckily they got the coin back, and then they mailed me a brand new one.
Really?
Yeah, that was an incredible
nice.
I couldn't, because usually it is, if they sell out of the coin, it's either you can mail it back and get a refund. And I'm like, no, I want this coin. You don't understand. So, and if you know about the flowing hair, the ones that came out, they've got a lot of numismatic value to them. And, you know, and that was the first one. Then I took it and mailed it to CAC, to CAC. Got it graded from them. So, you know, when that stuff's in the mail, you worry, man.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yeah.
Get nervous.
Yeah. Well, while we're moving along here, what about you showed me something real neat before the show. That you had
the 3D printing.
You guys are liking these, huh?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
The first big claim to fame I had, and I really thought, one thing I kind of thought about was I designed these boxes because anyone who deals with gold, since we're on the topic of gold, has an acid test kit. And most of you have it laying in a plastic bag on your counter, and whatever, the stuff spills, the stuff just makes a mess. So I designed this box, and it holds your precious metals acids, up to 7 of them. There's a spot for your stone. Okay?
Nice.
You could put a little magnifying glass in there, maybe if you want. And I keep a towel on the top. This thing is, I would almost think it's almost waterproof. It seals so tight with a nice latch and everything else. And I thought these things would go over like hotcakes. And I've sold some of them, but I don't really. You got to push your sales all the time. So this is so thick and sturdy, man. I'll tell you what, it's nice. So I was selling those. You got a kick out of this. I've been working. This is a tough build. This is a tough one. I know I've been trying to do these, and they're tough. They're tough to do only because of this little piece here is so fragile.
Oh.
But they're good. They're pretty good on these now. You can't make them too small. But I've done that. The newest one, which I thought was really neat. I don't know. Did you see these, Chuck?
Yeah, I've got the small metal one.
You got one like metal out of this, yeah?
Yeah.
The Manicore, yeah.
Yeah, I have that. I'm looking at it. Should be sitting around here somewhere.
And I can send these out in envelope because they snap together. And they sit together so tight you don't have to glue them. See, and I can just put it in an envelope and mail it out to you, which I hate. I have to charge shipping costs for folks, and I hate doing that because it adds $5, $6, $7, $8.
Yeah, for a buck.
Right.
Now I am kind of like in business with my wacky buddy there. I don't know if you know this guy. His name's Frank, and I see him in the chat. He's stalking me. He's a wacko, and
yeah. Okay.
So we started making up the Manicore bumpers.
Ah, yeah.
So this
those are neat.
On the frame of the Manicore.
Sure.
Also made my little dais. I make all sorts, but see, I do all sorts of creative stuff too. And Chuck. Now, see, I should Chuck this.
There you go.
I want to tell you something. I had this. I didn't even have this made. This wasn't even made yet, and I showed a picture of somebody, and they go, "I want it. I want one. I want it." Well, if I told you how tedious this was to do, but they're nice. They're nice. I think everybody likes them. Chuck might be the next recipient. And everyone asks me about the size of it, and I tell them it's about the size of a half a loaf of bread. So it is pretty big. And the thing about the inside is, if you really wanted to, you could put cushioning. Like if you wanted to put fake gold coins in here as a display or something, you could put a little cushion under there, and then
or something in the bottom.
Put everything in
yeah,
there.
it'd be kind of cool.
I was doing light boxes where I was getting pictures, and what do you say? I can make pictures light up. The cubes that I have them upstairs. I did a big full size print of the moon. I do all sorts of. I like to do fun and creative stuff. Dragons, animals. I did the birdhouse. The birdhouse came out nice.
That did look neat.
The birdhouse?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is such a nice print too. Now the stuff I made that out of, it's right back here, is not really good for outside use. But I'm going to build it out of stuff that can withstand and stay outside and be in the heat a lot longer. And this comes with a little frame that goes on the bottom. You can put it on a tree and stuff.
Cool.
And
how big's your printer? Looks like you got a good sized printer.
You can see it right behind me. That's it back there. It's working.
Oh wow.
Going to town right now, and they're really incredible. Some of the detail you get out of them. So I'm going to be going to the Lehigh Valley Treasure Hunters dig, and he lets me set up a table So we've got these fit on the dais, pinpoint holders. Frank made these up, the pinpoint covers.
Aha.
This
Looks
one's
like
for that's for the carrot. The red one's for the dais. What's this?
Cool.
What's the MI6?
That's MI6 and MI4.
And then the black ones are for the Mind Lab Profines.
Nice.
So,
nice. Good job.
Frank and I kind of are in business a little bit together there, and we share and mix and match stuff. You know, I've been building the boxes for his ugly box. So if you buy an ugly box for him, more than likely the box itself came off my printer.
Cool.
And you know, if anybody like really needs something or has any ideas, or you know, we got it. You can get in touch with us.
The ideas are great.
And feel free to message Steve. As a matter of fact, I think Dennis Grettencord was talking about the treasure chest. He says he needs one.
There you go.
Yeah, they're going to be tough to order, man.
That little box, that's for your gold test kit?
Yeah, I was showing
the
it
acid
when you
kits.
walked away. Where'd it go? Oh, so yeah, this. You know what made me think about this is people have the test kits, and they just leave the stuff laying around. They leave it on their countertop and everything else. And like I said, when I go out and do gold for people, I was taking it in a bag, and in a bag it was all rusted and everything else. So now I take this.
Yep.
It locks tight. They're heavy duty. They're sturdy. So I was selling these for like $16 plus shipping. So if anybody wants one, you got to send me them.
That's not bad.
That's really that's. I'm telling you,
that's a good buy on that.
There's a lot of there's a lot of product in this thing. I can, you know, if you wanted, like if you said you wanted a tan one with black hinges, I can mail this out to you tomorrow. If you said you wanted a black one with red hinges, well, I might have to make it. Takes time.
There you go.
But I can also customize these for a couple people, like make designs for them for their businesses or names. Like somebody wanted the biological symbol for poison and dangerous. And I do that. That's fine. They didn't mind waiting for it. So these I'm surprised. I was surprised not many. I'm surprised people didn't call me for these right away, and I was really surprised that not many people. I thought this is really cool.
I do too. I think that's neat.
I think they are.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't know. If I had a manicore, I'd want one. But like I said, if anybody, it's One Stud Puppy. Don Went is the one where he's like, I wanted to say biohazard on it and stuff. So, and then Frank has a lot of stuff on the Ugly Gear webpage.
Okay.
Oh, we were making the ears for the Knoxes. You know.
Oh yeah, the ear covers.
I got so much. I make so much stuff. I don't even.
Coil ear protectors.
I don't even. But I could see this going out there to saying Chuck's Place on it.
There you go.
And your little sparrows going in and out of there.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I was really impressed with that, and so what else? I mean, don't forget.
I'll bet if the price was right, Chuck, he could even get that to say S&W.
Oh, I'll bet he could.
Oh, I'd have to design it, but we can design that. And like I said, I got to throw props to Frank and everything because we work together, And now that he sold the Aquatex, Jesus God, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's a shame because wanted people to get their headphones, but now he got out of that. He's working too hard. He really does. He sits there and all day long and makes things.
Yeah, it keeps him busy, and with the soon to be released book, I don't know how he finds time to even stalk you anymore.
I don't know how he listen. Thank God for spell check because I can't understand how he can write a book. You know, I don't understand where he got where he could put so many words together because it's hard enough for him to make a sentence, let alone put it in writing.
Well, a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I do hear there
Yeah.
are a lot of pictures in the
Yeah, they
book.
gave him a piece of paper and a crayon, and that's how he got his pictures. But Chuck, how's everything out on your end? I
Good.
saw you had a great time in Alaska.
Yeah, we did. We had a great time in Alaska.
Had a
Steve.
great
We
time
had,
in Wisconsin too.
yeah, we're just up in Pearson. Well, near Pearson at Makajuan. That was cool. Alan and John's group out of Chicago there did a hell of a job putting that hunt on for the distance that you had to go, and that place was wonderful to hunt in. I mean, it's huge, just huge. You can't hunt it out.
1,800 acres.
I think it's great. I think, you know, I
And
always
that was
liked
fun.
you were doing your videos. You were popping out some silver coins on the videos. You've been getting out much? Have you been detecting?
You know, lately, no, not here. It's been we actually had one of the driest stretches and hot weather. I'm talking mid-90s and above, and dry ground and high water. You couldn't get on the beaches on the river, so it kind of slowed things down. Guys were getting out in a few of the parks and that. I got out a little bit here and there, and I found some silver, but I haven't been hitting it as hard. And they're pulling my fields out, and I've got places I'm going to get, and we're supposed to go back into near 90s again, and
I know it.
for the next 10 days.
Whoa.
And no rain. We just had 3/4 of an inch of rain the other night, and that's been it.
Yeah,
So
you definitely want to get
dry.
out to those fields, though, Chuck. The other day in Indiana, somebody was in a field and hit a $1 gold coin.
I saw that. I saw that. Yes.
So the Jersey beaches, even though they're not that productive, you can still find some stuff.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, you got 2 nice rings.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was over the whole summer. It's nice just to get out with some guys. Like I said, I've been going out with Ronnie lately and another friend of ours, and we just get out and have a little bit of fun.
That's good. I'm glad to see Ronnie getting out there along with you.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, it is. It's good because you know what? When I first met him, he's like, "Yeah, all I ever do is work." I'm like, "Dude, we got to get you out more." And he
does.
Slowly came around to being like, "Yeah, I got to get out more." So.
Yep.
You tell him to take a break, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that."
If I'm not out with him, I'm out with. I don't know. You guys have to know Rich Fonts, Elaine Fonts' husband.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, they are a absolute riot.
Oh my God. So me and Rich go out all the time, and I call him Rich Helen Keller Fonts. Because he found 2 gold rings this year, man. My man, it's like the blind squirrel finds a nut type thing. My man found 2 gold rings, and he can't. There's times he gets lost going home from my house. So, you know,
yeah.
And then last week we were supposed to go out hunting, and he calls me. He goes, "Yeah, I'm at urgent care. I'm going to be a little late." What's wrong, Rich?
Oh no!
I was carrying the chair and I fell. I go, Rich, you fell? Yeah, and I kind of hurt my foot. I said, all right, we're not going, detective. So he came over and we went out to the diner and had lunch. And then we watched this team called the Eagles play a game that, I don't is that the way they all end? Is that the way all the teams end like that? That was incredible.
Yeah, I don't know.
No? Did they block the field goal and ran it back for a touchdown? I mean,
yeah.
Come on, you guys had to be cheering for the Eagles on that, right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Chuck?
I like the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the Eagles. They've always been kind of the dark shadow laying back out in Philly that were the underdogs for so many years after they'd been through their high points and they crashed. And they came back, and they've come back a couple times now. They're a pretty good team.
Listen,
the Bears and the Eagles. I like
never thought I would see the Eagles win a Super Bowl, and they didn't only give me one, they gave me two.
Yep.
So the Eagles could lose every game now until eternity, and I don't care because they're the greatest team in the world in my book.
There you go. There you go, Steve-O.
Oh,
well, buddy, I'm gonna, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I got to do some stuff here for Jill, and Steve, good talking.
And if you are going to come to New Jersey, I want to know.
Yeah, you'll know.
All right.
You'll know. Yeah. And I would like to. I think Jill and I need a.
Have you ever been to Philly?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yes, we have. We've been to Philly. Yeah, we've been out on the East Coast and New York and that kind of stuff. I've never went above. I've never been into Maine or New Hampshire.
Right.
Vermont. They're the three that I haven't been up into.
Yeah, well, I got some nice massage parlors down here we can take you to.
So, all right. Well, anyway.
Good night, buddy. I can't tell you how good it was to see you.
Yes, you have, and keep working on your printer.
3D printing.
You're coming up with some goodies.
Working and designing.
There you go.
Was a cool one. This was a cool one I just made to put in my fish tank.
Oh, you got it done.
Yeah, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a big one for Halloween. I'm going to
that'd be nice.
I'm going to make a nice big full size.
There you go.
All right, Chuck, buddy. Great seeing you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on, everybody, and thanks for the good points on your gold selling there, Steve. Shop around. Yeah. Be careful.
All right.
All right,
so Josh, don't think, we should have a night where you and Chuck come on and crash DA.
We might be able to do that one of these nights.
Yeah, it's about time to get you guys on there and just laugh. And I mean, I was all, what was it? How was it? I was all set up to meet you. What happened? I was going to go to Illinois. Is that when I was going to come out and meet you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Just something about driving with Frank for 48 hours straight. Just ain't cutting it.
I think it turned into a 19-hour drive for him.
Oh, Jesus. And then he did it and turned around. Number one, driving with him is like nuts. But I would have wanted to spend a couple days. And who knows, maybe one day. I honestly would like to get out to Ohio one of these days. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, you never know.
But I knew
I
was all excited to meet you, and it fell through somehow.
Yeah, see, and I even wore a bright neon green wig, so you couldn't miss me.
I know. I remember you did. You did. And I think it's great that you had me on the show. I did send you. I sent you a box today, and there might be a couple things in there. Things there. I know you could throw it in with one of your giveaways one day, and there's a couple goodies in there for you, buddy.
And Randy DeMario is a D2 user, and he says the WSAs, if that's what you're running, have horrible audio compared to the XLs.
What do you mean? I don't know what headphones they are, but this is it right here. The WS6 is what it's called. The WS6. It says that on the side, and it just. I mean, that's. It took me a while to figure out how the hell to put these on.
Right.
I'm all like this and going. I'm like, and then you put them on like this to the back, and they come like that. And I guess I mean, I'm okay with the way they wear, but the way they sound, it's bad.
Yeah,
I love the machine. The machine is. I want to try and use it more in the dirt, but.
See, you've been listening to them Aquatex so long that everything else sounds inferior.
No, I hate to tell you this, but that's the truth. When I put this on it drove me out of my skin. I can't explain it. So
Yeah, I've got a pair that I use on my Equinox 800.
yeah, well, that's the other thing. For some reason, he wanted me to send my Equinox headphones to him because he wanted to check something out on them. So he needed that. I had to send my CTX headphones in to him also. The only thing I have with Aquatex on it right now is the Legend. And guess what? If I go out on a farm, I might be using that.
Right? Yes, you never know.
What are you doing with your
Never
gold,
know.
Josh? You getting ready to cash in, or what are you doing?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking pretty seriously about it.
It's just, I can't understand why the boost, why the boom, but you might as well ride it out, you know?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
And
Definitely.
people are buying it. People are buying it. It's
Oh yeah, they're beating each other with clubs to get to it.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you know what? You know what I was telling everyone real quick? I'll tell you this last thing before we go. And if you remember back in the day when gold was cheaper, you paid a premium. I remember when gold was about $1,000 an ounce. And if you wanted to buy an ounce, you paid like a $50 premium. And then silver, same thing. Every ounce you paid a premium. And just up in silver's always had a premium. And for some reason, I don't understand it, because if spot's $42, they want to charge you $44 every ounce. And there was a time when the premium, if the premium is just add-on money, they really, I can talk about that in 1 second. But back in the day, there were more premiums because the silver was lower. Now they're selling it at spot because they're making more money because the spot went up so high.
Right.
And back in the day when they had to justify, it's really funny because the dealers had a way of justifying the premium. If spot was $30, they're selling it to you for $35, no matter if you bought 1 ounce, 10 ounces, 20 ounces. They charge $5 per.
Oh yeah,
ounce.
it was always spot plus.
Right, but never. Oh well, you buy 10 ounces, you don't pay as much premium. No, it was $5 per ounce. And their reason was, well, this is physical silver compared to spot. Spot refers to paper silver. It was their
whatever.
Remember that? Do you remember when they would do that?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Spot refers to paper silver, like you're buying silver stocks or something. This is
not in my book.
Right. This is physical that has a demand. And it's just so funny how they justify it. And now that spot is so high, and they're not, and everyone is selling it at spot, well, they're not getting their premiums. The whole idea of the premium is kind of whispered away, like, ooh, oh, premium. What do you mean? I can sell it. I don't have to, It's just.
Oh yeah.
It's just funny the way they manipulate their sale. I don't want to say they manipulate their sales. They manipulate the
customer base.
The price of spot. They manipulate the meaning of spot. You know what I mean? That's paper silver. It's just funny. But they're still getting, the highest selling thing I think right now would be American Silver Eagles. And
I would think so, yeah.
They're probably only getting $3 or more or like that over spot for them, because they just seem to be the best selling coin out there. Everybody wants American. Everybody wants a Silver Eagle. If you have what we call a generic round, which is just an ounce of silver with an picture on it, that's like generic. So that you can buy close to spot, maybe $1 or $2 over if you want to buy it like that. But the Silver Eagles are the premium right now.
Oh yeah, and I'm a fan of the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, and gold you can get.
Oh yeah,
unless it's got numismatic value, the gold you can get a good price for.
Yeah.
Walker. So someone just asked about Walker halves. Barb, the Walker halves are going probably for what you say. You said 32 times face value. Anywhere
32, 34, somewhere around there, probably.
Wow. Wow. So the what's called we call it constitutional silver, which is your Barber dimes, Mercury dimes. Any silver coin before 1964 is kind of constitutional. So your walking liberties are what's known as constitutional, and they're selling for about 32 to 34 times the face value. So 50 times, 50 cents times 34, whatever that turns into.
Yeah, so you're looking at about $16 on a walker.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is. And you know what's even hard now is metal detecting clubs. You know, they kind of thrive on getting silver cheap because they like to have hunts for their members. But, you know, the silver they may have been sitting on for years now, to replenish that for their own hunts, and they're paying a lot more money.
Yeah, and we've been covering that the past few episodes on the show that, we could see the evolution of organized events start to change. Registration may go up to cover the amount of silver. They may start taking silver in lieu for registration, or they may start finding more places where there's good odds of nice finds wild hunting and having a smaller seated hunt.
Yeah. I've seen the increase of rosies. You know, silver hunts used to be all mercs, but now when mercs are $3 plus each, it's tough to throw one of them out there. And quarters are even more. So now you're seeing the 64 half dollars because, they're still silver, but they're not.
Yeah, but they're only 40%. Or, 65 and above.
Yeah, but you're seeing this a lot of the people would like to do the seated hunts because they wanted to win a Morgan, a older silver quarter dime, and it's not as prevalent.
No.
And I don't think, we're talking about selling silver and gold. I honestly would tell you to save your silver coins right now. Save your silver constitutional coins. If you're going to sell silver, maybe I would say sell your generic rounds first. You know, whatever you don't have a physical attraction to. I would say to hold on to the American Silver Eagles and any silver coin before anything else. Get rid of your silver bars, your silver rounds before you get rid of those coins because they just
absolutely. I mean, I'll give up my Eagles when they can pry them out of my cold dead hands.
Right.
That's like my dragon bars.
Go on Facebook and throw a post out there that you're selling Franklin halves for 32, 34 times spot, and guess what? I tell you, it'll be sold in 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's almost, it's going to go faster than it's going to take you to post it.
They want that. Yeah, I'm not letting go of any of my constitutional silver. I do have some silver things I wanted to sell, but I don't even think I can get the price that I paid for. It's really weird, but there's some silver that when you buy from the mint, you don't always get your money back. And I bought a lot of stuff from the mint, and it's not where I want it to be yet.
Right. Yeah. Commemoratives are a good example.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Silver Eagles too. The Silver Eagles
they're
it. So, all right, listen, we've been an hour and a half. I talk too much. It's amazing how nice a show goes when I don't have Frank on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, for what I've seen with the 3D printing, I will definitely be in touch with you soon about one of the acid boxes.
Oh, good. Okay. So you want one? We'll get it to you.
Yeah, I will definitely be in touch with you on that.
Do you have a specific color?
Well,
you
can you do bright green? I can see color.
Oh, you can? Okay. You want a green one? Let me see if I'm blind,
not colorblind.
Green with what color hinges do you want?
How about black?
All right, I'll make a Josh box.
Nice.
I'll make a Josh box. I'll get it done. I am working on getting some things mass produced for the coming up on, and it's the 19th of next month. And you think I have enough time, but I really don't. Because it takes so much time to do this stuff. But if anybody needs anything for 3D, let me know. I can get it to you somehow.
Yeah, definitely. If you've seen something you like or you got an idea for something, message Steve Pacifico directly.
And the treasure, if you want a treasure box, I can take your name and number, and I don't like to do anything till it's built, so I can work on building them for you. So I think they're real neat. They're really neat. So we can.
Yeah, they are pretty sharp, and I think the post that I had seen them in said they were about 6 by 8, maybe.
Yeah. And like I said, about
not a bad size.
They're pretty deep too. There's a good area in there to hold stuff too. There's a lot of volume inside. I just stuffed a pound of cookies in it for a guy. The box I made for him, he moved out away from here a while ago, and he wanted a box of cookies from the bakery. So I stuffed a pound of cookies in it, and off they went.
Plenty of room to store all your constitutional silver.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get any silver in the box I send you. You got to fill that one on your own, buddy.
Well, maybe I'll get out working really hard and try to fill it with some gold rings.
I'd like to see that. So, all right, buddy, go ahead. Close out your show. Thanks for having me. And come on Detect America soon. Like we got some guests lined up for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, you guys should be having Andy on anytime now.
Right, and that'll get us into like November or so, and we'll do a show. We'll co-broadcast or something. We'll get something done. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just let us know, and we'll see what we can make happen.
I'm always up for Let's Make Fun of Frank show. That to me, that's always my suggestion every week. Let's make fun of Frank. So,
it's good to have goals.
It is, and he's an easy target. So, right.
And he takes it well.
And Barb, we know we get Barb lined up. She says we got to have her on, but yeah, we know we'll get Barb.
We've got the kids' Christmas giveaway coming.
Yeah, so.
Which reminds me, we've got to get her scheduled too.
Yeah, she'll make her round. She reminds you that she's there.
Oh yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Good-hearted. All right, buddy. Good night. Thanks again for having me. And
I thank you very much for taking the time tonight, Steve. It's been quite informative.
Anytime. I'm always there for you. Have a good night.
You too. So, Steve Pacifico talking gold, silver, beach hunting, 3D printing. Man, are those treasure chests not cool looking or what? Or I'm a big fan of the acid test box. That looks sharp. That's a ticket right there. But definitely, if you folks saw something that you liked or you have an idea, go ahead and send him a message or contact me, and I can always put you in touch with him. And, we'll see what happens. Other than that, if you enjoyed the show, throw us a like. You can follow us here, Beyond Sight and Sound on YouTube, Wednesdays, Sundays, Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group. We also cast into the Metal Detecting Central Illinois, Detect America a lot of times, or you can catch us on the wonderful podcast distribution services at some point after the live stream, usually within 24 hours or so. Either way, join us on one of them, all of them, or none of them. The choice is entirely up to you, but we're glad you joined us here tonight. Big shout out to Steve. Thanks for taking the time to come on, buddy. Very informative to the listeners, I'm sure. Definitely some good food for thought. Certainly. So just remember, if you feel like it's time to sell your gold, be smart. Don't get taken. That's about all we can say about it. We're out of here. It's time to roll. Have a wonderful evening, folks. We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.